Oh my God. I just saw this thing online this morning that kids cannot read. They can't tell time. They had some kids out there and they asked them what's the time on the clock? They couldn't tell. One said, I can't read no Roman numerals. They weren't Roman numerals, they were regular. They couldn't read the time on a clock. They're not taught to write in cursive anymore. They don't know what a paragraph is. They can't even hardly spell their own names. What are they doing? What are they teaching kids? Really, the dumbing down of America. So what is the curriculum in school anymore? They dumb down history. They're not going to tell you what actually took place. They're not teaching cursive. They don't teach how to sound out vowels, how to sound out things to figure out a word. It's just see and say now. So they were actively dumbing down these kids that don't even know how to tell time on a clock. So I want to do a real quick read on that and see what the cards have to say, because this is insane. I mean, I was shocked when I saw these kids. I mean, this is not like, toddler kids. These are like 6th graders, 7th graders, and they can't read, can't tell time. What the heck are they doing? So let's see, the reading's about, controlling the actions. Controlling the actions. And the actions they're controlling, what is the dumbing down of America? Energy coming into it. They're out in the cold. They're wounded. Okay? They're outside, wounded, the walking wounded, now when it comes to education. Okay? So they're keeping them out in the cold, controlling the action, controlling what's coming. Above it, hidden. They're hiding. They're hiding education. Okay? They don't want this generation to be educated. The foundation, the magician. And you know what my take is on that. The magician, lies, deceit, okay? They're hiding education, dumbing them down, controlling this next generation, this generation coming up. They're out in the cold, they're walking wounded. They've been manipulated by hiding basic tools you need. They're not taught critical thinking. So this is really looking bad already. Manipulating and hiding things. Foundations, manipulation, and above it, hiding. So what's going on now? The nightmare. This is a nightmare when it comes to, again, mental acuity. The challenge is facing a loss. They're going to face a lot of losses in their life. Easily controlled because they don't have any critical thinking skills. It's a nightmare waiting to happen. Okay? Nightmare in motion. Facing loss. Above it, withholding. Withholding concrete things they need to survive. And the foundation, they've got them on this journey in this boat, taking them to a place of manipulation, Okay, they're controlling where this boat is going. They're controlling what is being placed in there, the mental thing. And the mental journey is withholding concrete information from them, putting them in a nightmare scenario and facing loss. Because they're basically uneducated. Potential outcome. Yeah. Things done by the dark of night, barking mad. Okay. This is not the card of a higher education. Okay. This is the card of trying to, fill them with fear and drama, etc. The card of the night, barking mad at the moon. This is not the card of an emperor or somebody in charge. This is a card that's dealing with trying to create fears and drama. Okay, the moon. Outside influence. What's being offered up? Yeah, it's what's being offered up to them. What's being offered up to them is minimal education. This is not good. Above it, new information. And the foundation is tempered. They're tempering whatever information these kids can get. Okay? The foundation is manipulation, taking them on this journey, leading this boat to temper things. Above it, hiding, withholding information when it comes to education. And what's being offered up is, fantasy, drama. Putting them in a nightmare scenario when it comes to mentality and facing loss. They're out in the cold because these, white supremacist, what is it, this whole thing they're trying to sell to dumb them down. So what's underneath of it? The struggle. They're going to be in a struggle the whole time. Things are up in the air. When it comes to those who care, the lovers, or all of those involved, the truth of it, what these ones are trying to get away with, the theft of education is what it is. Okay, they're taking away education. They're giving them very little in the way because the swords are the mental realm. They're leaving them very little, and they're taking away what they need to survive. So trying to figure out the next move, where to go, how to do it, because things are being blocked. By what? Yeah. By the Repugly Uglies, by those that are in that, trying to push this agenda so that the wealthy can remain wealthy and the lower ones can become more uneducated so they can have rulership over them. People need to wake up. Okay, the dumbing down of America. So the powerful, the wealthy can remain educated, and the rest of the kids, only the ones in the private education, private schools, will be educated, and those in public schools will be dumbed down so that they cannot get ahead. So they become the little worker bees, so they can be easily manipulated. Okay? Because what do they need to know? They only need to know how to, do jobs we can train you for. Okay? So yeah, we need to wake up. We need to stress for education. We need to go back to the old system where you're taught critical thinking, you're taught history, you're taught about government, you're taught, because this dumbing down is one of their big agendas. Dumbing down of the next ones. So the only ones that really get educated, any critical thinking, any sort of thing, are the wealthy in private schools. So on that note, I'll leave that here. But yeah, there needs to be a massive change in this country. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.